This video is quite similar to last week's in that we're still using baseline joins, but this time we're going to practice connecting to tall letters. Some reminders: don't forget to have your slope card underneath your page. And if you know that your handwriting is still a little messy, your success criteria will finish here. You only need to concentrate on neat and fluent handwriting. Don't worry about the baseline joins. If you know that you're ready for joining, go ahead. So, when you're using baseline joins to tall letters, you still need to take the diagonal join upwards, just like we did last week. The important part now is to retrace the tall letter on the way back down. So if you have a look here, I'm going to start on the A, going around, up and down. My exit flick goes up on the diagonal. I retrace the letter on the way back down. So the retracing starts up here, and I probably haven't done too good a job of it there, so I'd want to try that again. I'll try it on the L's. Around, up and down, exit flick into the L. I want to go directly over that letter again to finish. That was much better. So over here in this one, you can see I've ended up with like a sort of triangle shape. We don't want that. We want our exit flick to come up and then our pen to go exactly over it again. And as you can see in this example, having a slope card underneath will help with that. So don't forget to set up your page. Your heading at the top there will be baseline joins to tall letters. And you'll need to have the date up here in the corner. So I've got a slightly different page to demonstrate on now, and I'll be using a thicker size pen on my stylus because I've found that a little bit easier to demonstrate well with. But you'll keep using a good pen or sharp pencil and your slope card underneath your exercise book page. Let's begin with the small word all. Around and down for your A. Exit flick diagonally up, retrace back down, and retrace back down, finishing with an exit flick. Write a row of the word all now. If you're just working on printing, you'll be focusing on the letter direction. Maybe an exit flick if you like. And working on correct slope. The next word we're going to try is at. Same for our letter A. Around, up into our letter T. Trace straight back down, exit flick. Finish off with your cross. If you are printing, this time I want you to think about the shape of your letter A. So as we go around and back up, it's not making a circle. You'll notice it's not like this shape, but it's on a bit of a diagonal. And if I had a smaller pen, you might be able to see that that letter A should come to a little bit of a point almost here. Continue on with a row of the word at. Your next small word to try is the word it. Your slope card will come in really handy for this one. Straight up and down. I might try one with that smaller stylus. That's a bit better. Remember to pause the video so you can complete a whole row yourself. So once you're done, it's time to have a look over the small words that you've written. Give them a tick if you're happy with them, and perhaps a question mark if you're not so sure. I think these ones I came up too high with my join. This one here is a little bit lower, looks a bit better. Moving on to today's passage, it's going to be on the Milky Way. I'm going to start with the word the, remembering that I always begin with a capital letter and capitals don't join. I can then continue on with my H and my E. Capital M for Milky Way. Got quite a few baseline joins there. And capital W for Way, because Milky Way is a proper noun, the name of something individual. So our whole passage today is, the Milky Way is our home galaxy. It contains hundreds of billions of stars like our sun. A galaxy is a group of gas, dust, stars and planets held together by gravity. At the centre of our galaxy is a huge black hole. A few things I want you to concentrate on today for our people who are joining their letters. Perhaps think about the width. So when I look back over my writing, if I look at the word galaxy over here, it's taking up a lot of space compared to a longer word, say like hundreds. So I expect that I've probably just been trying to squeeze it in at the end there, but do try and keep your letters a consistent width to help your writing appear more fluent. For our people who are printing, I've seen quite a few people in class lately doing their full stops, and I'm going to do one after the word sun, doing their full stops like this, like they're doing a big, I'm exaggerating now, but a big squiggly circle. You only need to do one dot, that's it, and then move on to your next sentence. And there is no excuse on that next sentence for not having a capital letter to start. So you should have quite a few of those capital letters throughout your sentence. So for all our writers, printers and cursive writers, we're going to work on a fluency pattern today that involves the spiral shape of the Milky Way. So in the centre, you might need to make it a little bit larger than some of your letters, quite a slanted and skinny letter O. From the top of that letter O, going to spiral outwards, and then from the bottom of the letter O, a second spiral outwards to replicate that Milky Way shape. So circle in the middle. Now, we're not doing the Milky Way justice at all really here, but if you're interested in learning more, there's plenty of information online. And you can have a little search of that when you're finished here. Now that you've finished your handwriting for today, go back and check in. You should have 3 rows of small words, a paragraph on the Milky Way, and then a few fluency patterns underneath. Check in to make sure you've given a tick to anything you've done well, or a question mark if you recognise that it's not perhaps your best go today. And if you're interested in learning more, have a look online. NASA is a great place to start. Some bonus learning today is when to capitalise the word sun. The same here goes for earth and moon. So I wasn't 100% sure. I wanted to make sure I got it right in the video. So I did a quick Google search, and the first result that came up was from the University of New England. They're an edu.au site. I know they're going to be a reputable source. So they're saying here, if I did a sentence like, I sat in the sun, I would not need a capital letter. But if I was talking in an astronomical context, as if I was a scientist perhaps, or studying space, I would need to use a capital letter, and they've got an example here. So when you're doing your work in science, if you're using words like sun, moon, or earth, make sure you give them a capital letter.